Well, the Denver Nuggets do it again. They turn what was a pretty ugly first half into a win. We are live here at Peckish, folks. Thank you so much for tuning in. If you're online, then thanks for stopping by. If you are in-house, thanks for coming to our watch party tonight for Mile High Sports. Very excited to be part of it with you. My name is Ryan Blackburn here at Mile High Sports. I host the Pickaxe and Roll podcast and have been very excited to be joined by my special guest sitting in the seat next to me at the producer's chair. He is Danny Bailey. We're talking Denver Nuggets and what was a fantastic win, a fantastic recovery that this Nuggets team just had, Danny. They were down by a lot of points in the first half. We were, at full transparency, we didn't know if we were going to do a postgame. Given the way that they were going and the way that this thing was trending. But we get to do a postgame now. Very excited about them coming back and showing, hey, we don't want to break that road losing streak at all. 9 games in a row that they win on the road, Danny.
Yeah, they've had some really good performances on the road of late, especially. And this is just another one where you're missing 2 starters. You get good performance from Jokic, of course. You get Jamal hitting some clutch shots, making some good defensive plays down the stretch too. Jamal was clutch defensively. So it's something you absolutely love to see. And I'm looking forward to watching some more Nuggets wins. They had some crazy runs in that game. They had an 11-0 run late. They had a 17-2 run, which is just absolutely nuts. But that's what this Nuggets team can do. No matter how many points they're down, they're never really out.
So they lose the first quarter, 41-23. They're down by as many as I think 23 points in this game, and it looked pretty bleak at various points. We were talking about, I tweeted earlier, hey, this might be their first blowout that they've had to start the year. This might be a really unfortunate time for them because they had just come off of a big win in Indiana where Jamal goes for 50 points. But and things were just not working their way. Atlanta comes out guns blazing. They were shooting the cover off the ball in this one. And Denver couldn't hit a thing. They were 4 of 17 in the first half. And it looked like things were just not going to go their way. But the third quarter starts it. And I remember I was sitting at the table with my friends. Shout out to Ava, Brent, and Andy for coming and hanging out with us here. Sitting at the table with friends and wondering, okay, are they really out of this? Because they're capable of going on a 10-0 run. Lo and behold, they go on a 10-0 run. They get things back a little bit closer. And then in the fourth quarter, Danny, they save the best for last and go on a 20-0 run. I don't think I've seen a 20-0 run from the Nuggets in a long, long time. The combination of defense, of offense, of haymaker plays, the three-point shooting in the fourth quarter was absolutely electric. This was one of the best games that I've seen the Nuggets play all year. They win it 134-133. Just an absolute buzzer beater of a game. And it was all the way down to the wire, all the way down to the end. They actually got it by double digits in that fourth quarter, but let it kind of come back a little bit. But just a really, really impressive win from the Nuggets. What stood out kind of individually for you in this one?
Well, individually, I would say that I have to bring it up because I brought it up on a recent show.
Yeah.
When Nikola Jokic missed the free throw late, I was kind of freaking out.
I don't blame you.
He was 13 for 15, but he misses them late sometimes, and it makes me really, really nervous. I think huge minutes from Val tonight. He led the team in plus minus, I believe.
Wow,
so
really?
That's pretty impressive, and only 12 minutes. But I think that every minute you take off of Jokic's load is going to be huge. And I'm going to keep saying it.
The old minus 15 for Nikola Jokic.
Yeah, minus 15. Very rare. But at the same time, I mean, this is a team that is going to win with a variety of lineups and a variety of rotations. And it's like, it doesn't necessarily matter who starts. It matters more who closes, right? We've talked about that in past years where maybe MPJ would start the game and then wasn't closing the game because he couldn't do certain things, kind of earned his way into that closing role.
Yeah.
And so we'll see who those guys come out to be this year. I mean, Tim Hardaway Jr. is another guy who's big off the bench.
Tonight, it wasn't Peyton Watson, who has been playing great for the Nuggets in the starting lineup, to be clear. But it was Murray, It was Tim Hardaway Jr., it was Bruce Brown.
Mhm.
Like they needed his defense, his ability to kind of
Yep.
space the floor, and not really space for him, but like to guard on the perimeter is really the most important thing.
That energy.
And then Cam Johnson at the power forward position and Nikola Jokic. That's an offensive group if I've ever seen one.
Mhm.
And they needed it to be because they needed to score 134 points tonight.
Yes.
But I firmly agree, man. Like it just you never know who's going to be the one to step up. As you mentioned, Jonas Valanciunas, one of the guys. Like, how about that dunk? That right-handed hammer that he had going down the middle of the floor. That was awesome. Another couple of guys who stand out. Jokic goes for 40, of course. He was 2 of 13, I believe, at halftime. I think that's what somebody said to me.
Sounds about right.
Finishes the game 13 of 26, which means he goes 11 of 13 in the second half alone. That's just sometimes how the cookie crumbles. But yeah, 1 of 8 from 3 for Jokic. He did not have the three-pointer going, but was just able to power it up over Kristaps Porzingis in the middle of the lane, and that's the weakness if you have one for Atlanta. Like Onyeka Okongwu wasn't really able to do much with Joker, and Kristaps Porzingis was not able to do much either, as long as he didn't settle for jumpers tonight. Another guy who stood out, Jamal Murray. Like how could you not point out Jamal Murray in this game? Some of the three-pointers that he hit in that fourth quarter were insane, but more than that, like he had the 23 points and was very efficient, but 12 assists, 2 steals and a block, a lot of that coming in the fourth quarter,
That clutch time D, yep.
setting the table for like his teammates, and then like that super impressive strip of Kristaps Porzingis, like where he spins into the lane. He's about to shoot the shot that he's been hitting all night for the Atlanta Hawks, and ultimately Jamal is the one that gets the stop on him. With somebody like Porzingis, you have to take away their airspace, and you have to get into it, because whenever he puts the ball up, you're never going to block it because he's 7'4". The only way to actually get it with him is to get it when it's on the way down. And so that's where Jamal got it. And just a truly impressive performance all around for the Denver Nuggets. We talked about it pregame. Jamal Murray All-Star. Like,
yep.
This
we
is
got a couple comments on that too.
Just another example of it, man. It's been awesome. Got some really good stuff, and I've just been really impressed with the way that everybody has handled it. I think that it's so funny that Denver has now won their 9th game in a row on the road. Like, you would like saying that out loud is ridiculous to me. Saying like as a team that has always been like very helpful at home, like using the altitude to their advantage, playing in a style and in a way where they play with extreme confidence in front of the home crowd. This was a team that previously has gone 38-3 at home and been incredible on the road. What you got there? It looks like 10-2
on the road.
10-2 on the. I mean, the only team I think who was even close to that is OKC.
OKC's 11-1. I mean, but other than that, everyone's got at least everyone's got 3.
At least 3 losses.
5.
Yeah, like that's impressive. So, I mean, it's just tremendous what they're doing, man. And I think go ahead.
It says a lot about this team and about the way they come together. I mean, you talked about that Val dunk on big plays like that when the whole bench is up and it looks like a March Madness bench of college kids that are losing their mind.
Yeah.
But these are professionals and they care about each other and they are actually invested in this thing together as a unit. It's great to see that enthusiasm on the bench because you don't see that a lot in the NBA. So like this team is one that is so together, so single-minded in their goal of chasing a championship this year.
Yeah.
No, they are locked in on the road, and I think it helps on the road even more because you get to be like, this is just us. It's our team. We're in an opposing arena with fans that are going to yell at us and say things that people shouldn't say to anybody. And they're going up against other professionals who are getting paid millions of dollars to do the same thing, stop them from getting the buckets. They got the buckets tonight.
I'll take you through those fourth quarter possessions. We're going to read them out.
Let's do it.
Tim Hardaway Jr., 3. Cam Johnson, 3. Cam Johnson missed pull-up 2. Missed pull-up mid-range 2.
Okay.
Jamal Murray, pull-up 3. Cam Johnson, 3. Hawks timeout. Jonas Valanciunas, driving dunk, just dominate, like right in the middle of the paint. Force a turnover on the other, and then Jamal Murray hits a pull-up 2 for an and 1. Denver forces a shot clock turnover. Jamal Murray gets an offensive foul. Not sure when that happened. Next possession, Bruce Brown, huge three. Then Tim Hardaway, another huge
That shot clock
three.
violation, that was on the dunk, right? Was that the
I think
dunk that was a little too late?
I think you're right. That sounds about right. Gosh, I mean, just an absolutely insane run that you put up, and then like next offensive possession for Denver, Cam Johnson three. Then Murray misses a three, but ultimately, like they stabilized to the point where the 3-pointer to me is the great equalizer. I think I put this in the rundown.
Yeah,
like
because you talked about how it was in the first half.
Yeah,
almost completely flipped in the second half, where the Nuggets could not miss. The Hawks didn't hit anything.
Man, like the ability for Denver, like because they've really struggled on the defensive end this year. Like that, there's no question about that. And the beginning of this game where they give up 41, and it felt like they could have given up even more in that first quarter and even more in that first half. Like it was getting to the point where you have to start really questioning what the defensive principles for this team are, what they're doing. But then you see these runs, and it completely goes against what you're thinking, and completely goes against what you would expect from this group. And they go on, like the only way to get a 20-0 run is to play defense.
You have to play
like, you can't not. So the fact that they are capable of doing it, they have shown it, and they don't have to do it all the time, but they have to find ways to do it in a more consistent batch because like their offense is so good. Before like in the pregame was talking about how their offense is historic. Like they're so far away, like first like an offensive rating on cleaning the glass. I'm sure it did not go down tonight.
No.
It was probably fine. So the way that they are playing, all you need is a baseline level of defense. You do not need to be an elite defense. That's for historically great offense, like regular season teams. The Nuggets do not need to be that in order to win a title. They just need to play at a baseline level, give themselves a shot, and let their offense do the rest of the work. That's all it's ever been. So just a really, really impressive game from them, Danny. Anything else that kind of stands out from this one in particular?
I forgot Quinn Snyder was still coaching the Hawks. I looked up at one point and I was like, "Is that Quinn Snyder?" It doesn't really look
those
like
glasses
him,
really well. Like
and I feel like he's got a look where I can't tell exactly how old he is, but he's got a good vibe. No, nothing else I want to hit on from that standpoint early on here, other than I'm really glad I got those wings because they definitely hit the spot.
Oh my gosh, I'm about to talk about that, so we'll get into that in just a bit. Actually, you know, let's hit a break now. Let me do that. We'll hit a break now. When we come back, we will talk a little bit about this game. I'll talk a little bit about the food that we had tonight, the drinks that we had tonight. They were tremendous. I got a nice little blackberry lemonade that was pretty good. And we'll get into that all on the next side here on Pickaxe and Roll. This podcast is brought to you by Delete Me. Delete Me makes it easy, quick, and safe to remove your personal data online at a time when surveillance and data breaches are common enough to make everyone feel vulnerable. Data brokers, they profit off of your data. It's a commodity. Anyone on the web can buy your private details. This can lead to identity theft, phishing attempts, and harassment. Have you ever been the victim of identity theft, harassment, doxing? If you haven't, you probably know someone who has. Delete Me can help. Take control of your data and keep your private life private by signing up for Delete Me. Now at a special discount for our listeners. Get 20% off your Delete Me plan when you go to deleteme.com/hit and use promo code HIT at checkout. The only way to get 20% off is to go to joindeleteme.com/HIT and enter code HIT at checkout. That's joindeleteme.com/HIT, code HIT. All right. We are back. Pickaxe and Roll, Ryan Blackburn here. Thank you so much for tuning into the show. Hey, everybody. Thank you for being out here at Peckish, as we're very excited to be here after the Nuggets win against the Atlanta Hawks. And if you're watching live along at the home, then hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. Would really appreciate it. Let us know what you want to see next year at Peckish as we continue to expand our partnership with Peckish here. Got to tell you, man, I had a fantastic dinner. I wanted to make sure to, like, for a couple of my friends who have never been here before, I wanted to give them the rundown, like $15 large cheese pizza tonight. I made sure to order that for the table. Got a variety of different wings. The spinach artichoke dip, was unbelievable.
Did you get good?
So
good.
I couldn't believe how good it was.
Phenomenal. Yeah.
And I also, as I mentioned, I got a blackberry lemonade. That was a shot, like, because I'm not much of a beer drinker myself, but I know
right.
like there's several like beers on tap here, so you're gonna have the run of your mill. What did you have tonight, Danny?
I had 12 wings, traditional, of course, bone in, because that's the best way to do it.
I had boneless wings.
That's fine too. That's fine too. Less work. You probably didn't get quite as dirty as I did.
I used a fork.
Yeah, exactly.
Like an adult.
I used my hands and my face, most of my face. But I had some wings. I had the honey garlic.
Oh yeah.
So a little bit of a sweeter one,
Yeah.
and then I got the regular hot buffalo, which is very good over here at Peckish.
Nice.
So I just had some wings. I probably should have gotten some pizza for my drive up to Fort Collins, but
I've got some to go.
Oh,
I took all of it. let me tell you, I was very excited about it. Okay. Hey, Alex Becker's in the house. I see him at the commenting along here. Put Jamal Murray in the All-Star game. The Blue Arrow deserves it.
He does.
Could not agree more. He has been tremendous this year. We'll get to your Nuggets talk for sure. Okay, let's talk now about just what this win kind of represented. Cam Johnson, again, playing well. Plus 15 for him, almost as high as Jonas Valanciunas at plus 16. Not quite, because Jonas Valanciunas, what a monster. But really good defense, I thought, from Cam Johnson tonight. I thought he had some really nice steals. He had a block that he just kind of jumped in the way and like cut off a drive really nicely. But the 3-point shooting to me is really important. 4 of 9 from 3. This is the first time in a while that it feels like he's just let it fly from 3. And this was obviously a night where they really, really needed it. So it was good to see him take those, make those. He didn't make them early, but I'm glad he kept taking them and made them late.
That's the thing about shooters, right, Ryan? Shooters shoot.
Shooters shoot,
so
baby.
When you've got a real shooter on your team, he's going to keep firing. I'm glad Cam keeps shooting, because a lot of people were talking about things early on in the season and looking at the numbers between him and MPJ. And obviously
they still
MPJ
are. And they still will.
They still will. They still will. But I'm happy to have Cameron Johnson on this Nuggets team. I think he's fitting in the role really nicely.
Yeah.
And we're getting to see some cool things from him that I didn't necessarily anticipate being a huge part of his game early on. So I'm looking forward to seeing how they continue to get him into the rhythm of that offense. But great shots tonight from him, and ready for the moment when it came late, especially.
We'll go over a couple more box scores here before I hit on some of the bets that we did in the preview. Okay. I wanted to take a little bit of a victory lap there.
Good.
Tim Hardaway Jr. goes 17 points on 27 minutes. 6 rebounds for Tim Hardaway Jr. Like Denver, they did give up some offensive rebounds with that like huge Atlanta Hawks starting unit. Like surprising how big and athletic and strong they are. You don't really notice it until you start playing them, and then they bring in Kristaps Porzingis off their bench. So like that definitely affects it. But Tim was fantastic. The 3 that he hit in the fourth quarter, man, like that one, like off balance. The ball was not like firmly. It wasn't in the shooter's pocket. It was one where only shooters make those. Only shooters make. Like you have to either get very lucky or you got to be a shooter. And that dude was fantastic tonight. Helped get them back on track. Bruce Brown, we talked about it, struggled a little bit. But, I mean, look at that line. 13 points, 4 of 4 from the field, 2 of 2 from 3, 3 of 4 from the line, 3 rebounds, didn't have any assists, but 3 steals and a block. That's
not what he's in there for.
Like, holy cow. I mean, that's a great game for Bruce Brown, man.
Yeah, I've been a little bummed that Bruce hasn't been more of the spark plug that we saw during that championship year. We probably should have known it. You knew it. You told me before the season and tried to talk me out of the Bruce Brown 6th man that I wanted so badly.
But we've talked about this before, that like it was the last 20 games for Bruce where in the regular season that he really started to find his groove. So I think you got to go with the ups and downs, and you got to really like this is what happens in the regular season. You kind of figure out what you can do. And then as the Nuggets sort of figure out who they are, then Bruce Brown, I think, will get better and better and better as the year goes along.
Also, with this new roster, you don't necessarily need as much from him off the bench as you did in that championship
100%.
year. So you don't count quite on him being a big producer.
I mean, here's the thing.
He can
Tim Hardaway is their 6th man right now. Like,
exactly.
That's
which I'm loving that, because he's got great energy too. He's yelling after hitting threes, yelling at the crowd.
He started 77 games for a playoff team last year.
Yeah.
Like he was the afterthought in Denver. Like in terms of like the guys that they brought in, good to see you guys. They bring in Jonas Valanciunas, so it's a big deal.
Who could start on most teams in the league?
Yeah, well, slow your roll there. Some teams, a lot of for teams. Sure. Cam Johnson, of course, was big like flagship name that they got, and then Bruce Brown was the hometown hero that you bring back, and somebody who you'd want a title with. Everybody's very excited, of course.
Yes.
Tim Hardaway was the afterthought, and yet he might be the guy who has like exceeded expectations the most of any of the four.
I think without a doubt.
I think it's been amazing. So really good stuff. They need the spacing. That's the most important thing for this team. They need guys who are willing and able and confident to shoot, and he was absolutely that tonight.
Without a doubt.
You remember the three bets that I talked about post-game or pre-game?
I remember we talked about, was it 4 plus threes?
It was 4 plus threes
Nickeil
for Nickeil. It was 8 plus assists for Jalen Johnson. Jalen Johnson finished with 16. That was not a sweat, and you want to know why it wasn't a sweat? Because he finished with a first half triple-double.
Yeah, we should have bet that triple-double. I saw that he was in there, and I was like, could he really?
Had a feeling that he'd have a good one tonight.
Very nice.
But then the one that I missed, Jamal Murray, 25. He only had 23, but he did have 12 assists. So if you bet the points plus rebounds plus assists on that, and we're a little bit more conservative on that, then I think you probably got it done. So, folks, tail Ryan. He knows what he's doing.
Yeah.
Gotta love it. Got some good comments here. Very excited. I see Snow Wolf is in the comment section. Really appreciate it. Just really need Bruce's energy and timely hustle plays from Matt Stone King. Just really like
3 steals for Bruce Brown. 3.
I mean, Denver's not a team that forces a lot of turnovers. So any turnover that they get is a really good one. It's not something that happens very often for them. So the fact that they were able to do it is a really big deal.
The clutch defense tonight was super impressive to me because we have seen them slip up in some games in clutch time this year. So to see them actually get it done, they had to come back.
Yeah.
Put on a terrific shooting performance, and then they actually brought the defense as well.
They also scored 80 points in the second.
They did. Yeah. Good for them. They should. They're one of the best offensive teams in NBA history, right?
I mean, it truly is a joy to watch them. We've been very excited to watch them. And the offensive end. The defense, of course, is the concern. It's the thing that you're always looking at as a fan. You're wondering, okay, are they going to play defense tonight? If they play defense tonight, then they have a shot. They have a shot regardless, but it's a really good one if they're playing good defense and doing some good things. Just really good stuff from the Denver Nuggets. I've been very excited about this entire event, Danny. What an event! What a day! We gave away a whole bunch of stuff. We gave away that signed picture of Nikola Jokic holding the Finals MVP trophy from the championship run. I believe that was signed by Nikola Jokic. Right?
Yes.
That's pretty good. So
signed by the Joker himself. It's a great photo right after the championship when he's getting the MVP trophy. Man, what a night here at Peckish. We didn't even give away this Carmelo Anthony signed mini ball from the 2007 All-Star game.
I don't want to grab that, but it doesn't mean that we can't going forward.
We're going to be here at Peckish again.
Yeah, and that's the good thing is that we're going to have a whole bunch of opportunities here at Peckish. About once a month, we're going to be here. Pickaxe and Roll is going to be here covering a Denver Nuggets game. So if you didn't make this one, you're going to want to not miss the next one because we've got a whole bunch of awesome dates. Still finalizing on exactly which ones we're doing, but
people online
basically once a month, like we are going to be doing that on a consistent basis. So very excited for continuing our partnership with Peckish here. What a day! What a fun time!
No doubt, Nuggets got the win. We got some wings. Man, if you guys are looking for something to do tomorrow, come up to Fort Collins and hang out for a couple of state championship games.
We'll advertise that too. Like before everybody goes, we've got one more thing. Mile High Sports YouTube channel is going to be doing a preview and post-game shows for each of the high school state championship games that are happening tomorrow in Fort Collins. You've got the 3A game, you've got the 4A game, you've got the 5A game. But starting at 8 o'clock in the morning, I mean, shout out to our guy, Dan Moorman. And you're going to be there producing. So
I'll be there.
Oh, my gosh. I don't know how you're going to do it, but you're going to do it. So
I got to drive to Fort Collins, and then I got to make sure I get a good couple hours of sleep. But I'll be good. I'll be locked and loaded, ready to go bright and early tomorrow. It'll be a little chilly, but we'll get some champions crowned in the high school ranks. Can't wait.
Hardest worker I know, man. All right. Everybody here at Peckish, thank you so much for hosting us. Really appreciate the time. Hope you enjoyed your night here. Thank you to the Mile High Sports crew for helping us out. And thank you to Peckish for hosting. If you're listening online, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. Would really, really appreciate it. That's going to do it for this episode of Pickaxe and Roll. We'll talk to you guys next week.